Okay, here we go. We're rearranging equations to slope-intercept form. So these are equations, they're in a different form of an equation. This is called standard form. Now we can do a lot with standard form, but sometimes we just like to have equations in slope-intercept form. So when we get equations that look like this, what we do is we rearrange them. Now remember, when we rearrange into slope-intercept form, our goal is for it to look like this, slope-intercept form. So what do we observe? That on the left side of the equation, the y is by itself. So we are basically just going to solve this equation to get y by itself. That's what we're doing. So the first thing I notice is there's x's on the left side, but we don't want the x's on the left side, we want them on the right side. So what do? We just move them. We just say, you know what, I'm going to subtract 3x. If I'm going to subtract it over here to get rid of it from over here, and I'm going to subtract it over here to move it over here. So what's left on this left side is 4y. Now over here, these are not like terms. So I'm not doing 12 minus 3 and getting 9 right now. That's not what's happening. This doesn't have an x, this does. So they are not like terms. We're going to bring down, look, I'm going to bring down the term with the x first, then the positive 12. Why? Because look, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a number times x plus a number. Okay? Now, is y by itself like I want it to be? Not quite. There's a 4 there. So this 4 is being multiplied by y. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to divide. Now, when I divide by 4, I have to divide all the way through the whole equation I'm dividing. So negative 3 over 4, this doesn't divide evenly. Like if I put this in my calculator, I get a decimal. So we don't deal with decimals. We like slopes that are fractions. We actually don't mind slopes that are fractions, right? That's just rise over run. So this is going to become negative divided by positive is negative. 3 over 4 is just going to stay 3 over 4. X. And then 12 divided by 4, that's actually a whole number. That's 3. And they both happen to be positive, so it's positive 3. All right, so that's how you do it. Go ahead and pause the video right now and try this one. Okay, if you're watching, you should have already tried this. Okay, really quick. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. Okay, this is what your work should already look like. And then divide by 3 all the way through, right? Reference your example. I get y equals positive 2/3 x, right? These are both positive. Negative divided by positive is negative 2. Okay, so check your work. Let's try the next example. Over here, again, my goal is to get y by itself on the left side. So first thing I'm doing, I'm getting rid of the term with the x. This is negative 8x minus 10. I'm not combining like terms. Now, y is being multiplied by a negative number. What do? I divide by a negative number. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2, all the way through. Negative divided by negative is positive. This happens to be a whole number. 8 divided by 2 is 4, right? And then negative 10 divided by negative 2 is positive 5. Here's my equation. Okay, again, I'm getting y by itself. What do I do first? I move the term with the x to the right, and then I divide to get the y by itself. Go ahead and try. Okay, you should have already tried this, and then really quick, you're going to have a chance to check your answer. Here I'm dividing by 3 all the way through. Okay, I like to keep this line here just so I don't lose track of where that equal sign is. This should have been 2x plus 5. All right, last example. I want y by itself. Okay, get rid of the x term first. This is a 1x, so I'm subtracting 1x here. If it makes you more comfortable to write the 1 on there, that's fine. So this is negative, and I'm going to go ahead and write the 1 on there because I just think it makes it feel a little bit less confusing. Now here, when I divide by 5, okay, now listen, it's a really common mistake to put a 5 here. 5 divided by 1 is 5, but 1 divided by 5 is not 5. It is not. If I have 1 cookie divided by 5 people, we do not all get 5 cookies, okay? This is a decimal. If I were to put this in my calculator, I'd get 0.2. We don't work with decimals, we work with fractions. So this is negative divided by positive is negative. 1 divided by 5 stays a fraction, x. Negative divided by positive is negative. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, this is your last chance to just kind of try it out and check it before we flip over to the practice problems. Okay, if you're watching, it's because you should have already done this problem. Once again, I'm moving my term with the x, oops, that's backwards, to the left side, to the right side of the equation. and then I'm dividing. In this case, I'm dividing by negative 12 to get y by itself. Okay, now careful, something interesting happened here. Hopefully you caught it. This is a negative divided by a negative, so that's positive. Okay, now it's positive 3 over 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, and positive by negative is negative 1. Now, here's the thing. You're not quite done. Why? Because this is not simplified, right? What can both 3 and 12 be divided by? They can both be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So this should be rewritten as 1/4 x minus 1. Okay? So make sure you check your work on this front side, and then this back side is where you're going to get your portfolio points. So go ahead and try these out. Get checked first, and then take a picture to verify.